Hello, my beautiful collective. My name is Calum. I am an empath, a psychic, an oracle of sorts, and I'm going to get a message out for you today. I'm a tarot card reader. Before we get started, I'm going to ring this bell just to clear the energy and space around us. If you have any sound sensitivities, I would turn your volume down. It can be a little loud. I'm going to ring it in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, I already recorded this reading. I recorded like 45 minutes, and the whole way through I was stumbling and misreading cards, and it just seemed like everything was going wrong. And I decided, no, we're going to restart. We're going to get off on even footing. And I thought it was a very beautiful way of like portraying this message. Because there's a lot happening here. There are multiple energies that are pulling on you, and there's heavily this need for patience and this need to slow down, take a breath, and stop trying to do so much. We have a lot of channeled messages. I don't even want to read them yet. I think we'll get there. The one message I will read first is this energy of the Wyvern Dragon. I've never heard, I was sitting channeling these messages, and there was some W word that it took me forever to figure out what it was, and it was Wyvern, and it's a dragon, and I looked up the significance of it, and it has a power, it like represents power and protection, and I wrote like a power within. There's this energy of like a dragon within you that's waiting to be revealed. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the energies that are present. There is some kind of past energy that is processing a lot of things. You both seem to be going through a period of like coming to an understanding of identity. For you, it feels a little more internal. We pulled the spread that I'm going off of. I've already put the cards away, but it was the Empress, the Emperor, and the World, which is very big energy. There's a sense of divinity around that. But with the Empress, I pulled the Prince of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Cups. So it feels like you have it's like this desire to be seen in a way, this desire to like expand. And in some way, you're like holding yourself back from that by holding on to some kind of pain. This feels reminiscent of the message I delivered the other night. I don't know, there's this need to like celebrate yourself more, and the best way to fully indulge in this like sense of freedom and like ability to expand is by celebrating yourself. And at the same time, I pulled the Emperor, the what was it? The Emperor, the Five of Wands, the Devil in reverse. No, it was the Devil reversed, then the Five of Wands, and then what was the last card? I don't recall the last card. But it seems like your person is dealing with their identity as well. In that they're having to, like, really focus on... Oh, it was the High Priestess after the Five of Wands. They're having to learn to, like, trust their intuition in the face of external circumstances. Like, it's very much this energy of, like, how they're being perceived by others. And it's like they're having to step away from some kind of... I don't know, the Devil in reverse in the Starman Tarot speaks to, like, dissolving of blockages and this like, going full force into, like, freeing yourself from some kind of limitation. And the Five of Wands makes me think that it is, like, this external, I want to say battle, but it's like fighting how other people view you at the cost of being who you truly want to be, who you truly are. So you and your person are, like, mirroring each other in a way, in, like, confidence and identity. And then with the World, I pulled the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, the Hierophant reverse, and I think the Seven of Wands. No. There was a mystery third card. And it feels like this need to, like, this need for detachment. It's like rushing the process at the sake of achieving some sort of goal. Stop treating life like an emergency is something that the one of the cards said. I don't remember. Like I said, I already put the cards away and I pulled a new spread. But I wanted to, like, start off on that foot because it literally took me like 45 minutes to get to that point. And the whole time I was trying to, like, I just couldn't piece together what all of this was, because it feels like some kind of past energy is recognizing where you're going and wanting to, like, come along for the ride. And at first it felt very... It gave me this really icky feeling of, like, not having the right intentions. The Wicca Oracle cards that I pulled were Seduction is Awaited and Intention Marks the Stone, which indicated to me that they may not be approaching with the right intentions. But then from there, it was shown to me that they do have the right intentions, but they're, like... There's just a lot to it, you know? I don't really know, you know? So I pulled some new cards. We have the Ace of Wands reverse, the Seven of Pentacles reverse, and the Five of Wands reverse. Five of Swords, sorry. And again, this is that energy of, like, don't treat life like an emergency. Like, take a deep breath, slow down. There's something that's being rushed when there is no rush. Like, it's going to be okay. And these cards might feel a little, like, scary, all being reversed like this, especially the Five of Swords, but that's a very good thing, you know? Like, it's purely, like, you don't want to throw yourself into a pool when there's piranhas in it, you know? There's heavily this energy of patience. And I pulled a Citadel card instead of Wicca. I was going to pull more Wicca cards, but I felt called to pull. And I pulled the Runaway, which speaks of secrets running from problems. There's this energy of a bird cage. Sorry, this is going to be a slow-paced message because I let the energy really like overtake me in the last reading, and it took me for a ride, and I kind of just want to like take a step back and come at this from a different perspective. So, page 138. The streets are busier than usual, and the number of people and voices clamoring in the market is overwhelming. But even among them, one person stands out, dressed in clothes that look a little too foreign, a map in their hands and a look of uncertainty on their face. The runaway has lived in a cage their entire life, protected yet stifled by wealth and a good family. The runaway longed for new experiences but was unable to break free. Now that they finally made their escape, however, they've realized the world outside is too vast, and they fear they can't ask for help, lest someone send them back home again. It's normal to want to run from your problems rather than facing them, but you'll soon find this won't resolve anything. Your problems will simply follow you until you're overwhelmed by everything you've been avoiding. It's time to start admitting to yourself what you're running from and address it. And I think that's a very interesting way to start. Oh, that is the wrong window. It is very hot in my car right now. It's like not hot outside, but the sun is just hitting my windows like a greenhouse. Okay. We've explained the initial energy a little bit. I want to read a couple of the channeled songs. This first one, I don't know what it's called. It's a Dominic Fike song off his newest album. I just saw 222. It's the one with Weezer, if you want to listen to the song. But the lyrics that called out to me was what's worse? What stings? I saw her in the garden with the snakes. She said, think fast. You only get one try. Sleep tight. I want to get sunshine. Wake up. You know we got things to see. She talks, and nothing makes sense to me. If it's not a puzzle, it must be nonsense. If it's not a puzzle, then what's she talking about? I will find out. I will wake up, find out. I will. I also channeled a message of a false twin. And then there was another Dominic Fike song. This is Dancing in the Courthouse. And it goes, weather controls your day, people make up your mind until you can't even tell when someone gives you a sign. There's also this energy of placebo. And it was interesting because when I was channeling these messages at first, I wrote, the only thing written on this page was placebo because I did a live the other day and somebody recommended that band to me. And I was almost going to go on a whole nother page, and I thought, no, that's a waste of paper to, move on to a whole nother page because of one mark. And I think there's something there. Something I spoke about in the first recording that I did was this energy of, self-illusionment. And that kind of ties in with placebo in a way. What stings? I saw her in the garden with the snakes. She said, think fast, you only get one try. See, and that almost feels like you're rushing yourself. Think fast, you only get one try. And that is false, I want to say. I'm really struggling to navigate this. When I first started pulling cards for this, it just felt like this energy that has been put off for a while. Like, I think I've felt this energy in the past that I wanted to read for, and then I just wouldn't read on it. We also had a message of efficacy, which is the ability to produce a desired result, and herald. I didn't know what either of these words meant, which is why I have the definitions, because I had to look it up. A herald is a person who announces news or a sign something is about to happen. There's also this energy of lions and lighthouses. I also, one of the channeled messages was flashlight. And there's also, with lighthouses, I got the lyrics by the Waifs, Lighthouse by the Waifs. And I'll read that in a little bit. But I feel like that's something that we're going to get into towards the end. Like I said, there's like two different energies here. I don't know how to explain it. I'm going to pull something. We'll pull from the Light Visions Tarot. This is a very, like, convoluted energy. I don't know how else to say that. And there's definitely, like, a heavy, like, a real weight behind it. Spirit, I'm gonna let you guide the message, because I don't really know where to start. We have Judgment coming out first. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Hierophant. There's like this energy of, with the Four of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, it almost feels like holding on so tightly to this moment in time that you're not allowing the wheel to turn. Like literally, like the wheel is trying to spin and you're just grabbing it and stopping it. And the Hierophant, I feel like, is speaking to this energy of needing to break the norm, in a way. The star is on the bottom of the deck. Tell me more, Spirit. We have the Chariot and the Four of Swords. It seems like you're trying to rush the process, and Spirit is trying to communicate that the only way things will move forward if you take the back seat a little bit, if you sit and process the things that you're feeling. The Two of Wands. Maybe make a plan rather than like jumping to action. Take a moment to like think about what you can actually do to move forward. We have the High Priestess, the Sun, and the Two of Pentacles. I think your inner compass, your intuition, is going to be the clearest guide on the way forward. Tell me more about the Two of Pentacles. It's like you're having to weigh out options. And you're not really able to do that if you're just like, yeah, the King of Swords. You have to look at things from an objective point of view. Really, like, see the bigger picture. That's emphasized with the High Priestess. We have Temperance. You're acting from a place of imbalance, and it is in turn manifesting more imbalance. And Spirit knows that like you have everything you need to manifest peace and whatever this desired outcome is. But you need to be patient with it. I just saw the Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And that tells me that there's some kind of pain that you're avoiding. Some kind of pain that's gone, maybe not unnoticed, but unresolved, unacknowledged. There's always more healing work to do, even when you feel you're at the end of your journey. The journey never ends. That's the beauty of it. And we have to appreciate that journey, because what's the point in the outcome if you didn't earn the outcome? The Five of Chalices, you got to process some kind of grief. And that grief is going to set you free. The Ace of Swords and the Five of Wands. This could be some kind of conflict from the past that, or conflict currently that is, like, I only say in the past because of the Five of Cups, in that it feels like it's something that needs to be processed. It doesn't feel like something that you're going through. It's like there's, oh, the Empress is on the bottom of the deck, and the Four of Wands is under that. What are you running from? What's that pain that you're carrying? I'm hearing the line from, I think, what song is it? Introvert by Breakins. There's like, I don't even know what you call it. There's like a voice that consistently talks throughout the album. And there's a line in Introvert where it says, it's Venus Flytrap. That's what it is. Use my voice in your head as a thread to your heart. And I think that voice is either your inner guidance or spirit. You need to really listen to what your body is telling you, what your pain is telling you specifically. There's such a deep pain in my chest right now as I'm talking about this. Something around the heart space. Tell me about this. I just saw 2211. The Nine of Wands, something that's made you resilient. Something that has maybe built like a hard exterior, but really you're still sensitive on the inside. The Queen of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. It's like the cost of what it's taken to get to where you are. What was this, like, conflict or pain? The Magician. It came out in reverse, which is kind of interesting. The Ace of Wands. And the King of Swords. I'm really taking notice of how the Magician in this deck, he's like, you can't really tell. There's like a person. It feels like you've been the mastermind of some sort of thing, some sort of plan, like divine mission. It's weird because none of these cards are like really giving any kind of like heartbreak energy. I'm really intrigued as to what this pain is. Because these feel like very positive cards. The Nine of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, it speaks of contentment. There's a heavy, not heavy, but like this energy of like supporting yourself. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very content with where she lives. She has a very stable home life, and she really takes care of her world. And with the Eight of Pentacles, that's like the result of your work. That's the result of the effort that you've put in. There in the Wanderer's Tarot, the imagery of the Eight of Pentacles is like a sculpture that is like finished. The fruit of your labor. It's weird. It's like seeing the result of the work that you put in is hurting you in some sort of way. We have the Magician and the Ace of Wands. That, again, is very positive energy, but there's such a sorrow around it. Like you manifested an opportunity. And the King of Swords almost is striking me as like the reverse of like this refusal to like look outside your perspective. I don't know. I hope that resonates. I hope this makes sense to you. I'm a little lost as to what this means. We have the Two of Pentacles. Oh, it might be that you have options. Or like you're having to weigh the pros and cons of this path ahead. Give me more on the Two of Pentacles. We have the King of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. You know, it's interesting. There was, I don't know if I wrote it down. Oh, so another one of the channeled songs that came through was Saint Tropez by J. Cole. And it goes, I'd like to go to Saint Tropez. Maybe I'll go, maybe I'll stay. She asked me if I'm scared to fly. To tell the truth, I'm terrified. I've never been that high before. Very bad reason not to go. Terrible reason not to go. It literally, the sorrow isn't necessarily sorrow. It's this like fear of the unfamiliar. It's like everything you've manifested lies right in front of you. And now you're risking this like, it feels like self-sabotage of like, I've achieved everything that I wanted. I have everything that I've desired. And now that it lies in front of me, do I have the strength to grab that wand? And that's interesting. That's a security tag. I guess I never got the security tag taken off when I bought this notebook. That is such a strange thing to discover right now. See, it almost feels like you feel undeserving. This security tag feels significant. What I channeled after Saint Tropez was the angel number 223. That was the time when that song came to mind. And it says, a sign to have faith in yourself and express your true feelings. Have faith in your guardian angels. See, and I'm really intrigued by the security tag. Because it almost feels like you feel like if you walk through this door, you're going to watch everything crumble again. Like in the past, you might have experienced some sort of like great loss, some kind of, I don't know, something that really like set in your mind that you don't deserve good things. And you're thinking like, any moment now, I'm going to walk through this door and the security alarm's going to go off. And what's funny about that is the security tag that you think is a sign of ill will is actually your angels protecting you. You know what? We're also talking about not rushing the process. And it's interesting. Let me tell you about this necklace. It is stuck on the mic. There we go. Here, I'll take it off so you can see it better. I bought this. Almost 2 years ago now. It's locally made. It's a little clock. I bought it at a farmer's market in Reno. And this has kind of been like a totem of mine. A sign to have patience and to trust like the divine mission that the universe has set for me. And I bought it at a time in my life where things weren't really going my way, and I was really hurt about a lot of different things in my life, and it just felt like there was so much more meant for me, and it wasn't looking like that. And I bought this at first because it was just a cool locally made product, and I have a thing for clocks. But eventually it kind of like, it felt like this reminder that to have patience, to trust the process, to know that the greatest things, the most beautiful outcomes take time. They take determination and patience to watch them unfold. And this morning, I was going to brush my teeth, and I noticed that the clock fell off the necklace. And I went scouring for it. It was in my bed, and I reattached it to the necklace. But it almost felt like this divine reminder that we need to slow down. We need to trust the process. We need to allow the ship to take its course. Weather controls your day. People make up your mind until you can't even tell when someone gives you a sign. I feel like there's a real need to... It feels like this need to return to form. Like, remember who the fuck you are. In a way. There's still so much to this message. I just don't even know how to, like, get into it. Because there's also... let me read the channeled message. This is Lighthouse by the Waifs. Lighthouse, tall and grand, standing on that cold headland. Shine your light across the sea from a wayward sailor girl like me. Lighthouse man, guide this sailor back to land. Steer my ship on through the storm, back to waters safe and calm. And I want to pull some cards on that energy. Because this was an energy that felt completely separate from everything else here. And I don't know how to explain that. Before I move forward, I'm just going to organize a little bit. Put the cards that we're not reading away. I'm going to pull out the Lenormand, and I think, yeah, I'm gonna stick with this deck for now, and we'll switch to the Wanderers in a little bit. This might be a really long message. Like, honestly, I just saw 3-3-3-3. I just feel the need to, like, sit in this, because this isn't the kind of message that, you know, I don't know. We need to be patient with it. I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into like an 1.5 hour long reading. Let's pull some Lenormand on this Lighthouse energy. I feel like you could be looking for some sort of guidance, or someone is looking to you for some sort of guidance. I typically read for like divine feminine energy. So depending on what comes out, I'm going to read it from the perspective of the divine feminine. If it doesn't resonate, you can just flip the roles around however you see fit. But also, if the message isn't resonating so far, like if you're like really reaching to make this fit your story, it's probably just not for you. This is a very niche message, I feel like. And this is going to resonate for who it resonates for. Use your intuition, use your discernment. I believe in you. All right. What does the Lenormand have to say about this connection? this dynamic, this situation. I saw the ring while I was shuffling. It like flipped out. We have the Scythe, card number 10. The Jack of Diamonds. That's kind of like death energy. The Sun. It's like this need to restart. And the Owls. Also, I'm sorry about my voice. I'm a little like congested. I'm getting over a cold right now, and I'm at the point where I'm just like, it's mucus on mucus right now. So forgive me if I sound funky. Yeah, the Scythe, I mean, is a farming tool. It is used to reap crops, to get rid of the old, to plant the new. Kind of gives me Phoenix energy, especially with the sun coming after it. It's like you are... There's some kind of pain that needs to be not necessarily done out with, but integrated and accepted. Like, don't deny that this pain is there. Feel that pain. I almost want to cry. The Owls coming after that is very interesting. Because the Owls, they kind of speak of secrecy in a way, but it's more like I always see it as like rumors being spread or talk behind the scenes. There could be a lot of people that are like discussing the up-leveling that you're coming into. And I think this person of the past may be one of those people. Just with the energy that I pulled in the reading I recorded before this, it was like this person seeing where you're going and then wanting to like come along for the ride. I don't know. Give me more on the Scythe. Let's expand on this energy. I think that's the Five of Wands. Yeah, the Five of Wands. I think you need to expel like doubt from your heart as well. In this context, it feels like an internal conflict, some kind of like battling your fears or battling your desired outcome from a place of fear. I just saw the Ten of Swords. It didn't come out, but we have the Seven of Wands. I think you need to recognize that you are more than your fear. The King of Wands. Wow. A lot of like up-leveling energy. Tell me about the Sun. There's like an anticipation energy around this. The Knight of Wands. It almost feels like you're trying to chase this desired outcome. This sun energy, this like... I just got a text. It won't make sense to you, but the message said it's like a Mexican standoff, but with kidneys. I'm not going to expand on what that means, but low-key, Mexican standoff energy. Literally, one of the channeled messages that I channeled earlier was the Wild West. Yeah, the Wild West. With efficacy after that. It's like a standoff of how this path is going to turn out. We have the Nine of Wands, and you're like, Oh, we had a bunch of cards flip over that I didn't realize. The 5 of Chalices and Temperance. I'll take those. Yeah, you know, I just don't know what to say. Other than journal. Have a conversation with yourself. What is that pain that you're carrying, like I said earlier? Because it's not necessarily like it's holding you back. It's again what we talked about the other day, that idea of like holding on to your pain, that attachment to your pain, to this mindset that you deserve to be in pain, is holding you back from a desired outcome. You have the efficacy to make this happen, but you have to stop stopping yourself. That doubt doesn't serve you. Tell me about the owls. The 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, again, it just feels like discussion of the work that you've put in. Page of Wands. Discussion of your vitality, of your creative spark, the star. Yeah, like you are literally a shining light to so many people, and like I'm almost getting this sense that you're a threat. There may be some kind of like grudge that you're holding. Let's expand on that. What is the grudge that you're holding? I just saw the 2 of Cups when I split the deck. And the 2 of Swords. What is this grudge energy? The Page of Chalices. The 3 of Swords. Ooh. Whoa. That's it. That's the pain. I'll expand in a second. Give me one more. Strength. It feels like this grudge isn't necessarily towards a person, but more towards your pain. Because it feels like you... Whoa. I almost like got brought to tears just thinking about it. It's like you have gone your whole life sharing some kind of like vulnerability, like in you being who you truly are, and like approaching the world with an open heart. You've been shut down because of it. With the 3 of Swords, it's caused you to like put on this facade of this like tough guy act. It feels like you are angry about that. Give me more on the Page of Chalices. The 3 of Wands. I think it stopped you from pursuing goals of yours. Made you feel like King of Wands or King of Swords. Like made you feel unworthy of hearing happiness. We have the Page of Swords with the 3 of Swords. There's this need to like start a dialogue with yourself. The King of Pentacles. A lot of, like, we've been getting a lot of the same cards today. Three of Swords, Page of Swords, King of Pentacles. Like I said, it feels like there's like a facade that you've put on because of this pain. Wow. Oh my God. You just gotta feel it. Allow that pain the space to exist. Know that that pain, those experiences of rejection, of being cast out or denied, were not a reflection of what you deserve. And that you have a strength that goes beyond what anyone else thinks of you. The King of Pentacles, like I was saying, it feels like this energy of a facade, of like, people won't accept me for what I feel, so I will make them accept me for what I have. The Page of Swords is giving me this energy of like proving people wrong. It's like you felt unworthy because of what people said about you, and if they wouldn't recognize your worth that is inherently within, make them recognize your worth through your achievements, through the world that you build for yourself, the career that you have. Maybe even through relationships that you have. Like dating a certain kind of person for the sake of approval. This could be like deep family wounds that need to be acknowledged. Give me more on strength. The Ten of Pentacles. I want you to know that you are deserving of happiness. You are deserving of a life where you are able to be yourself fully and authentically, with a person that loves you fully and authentically, unconditionally. And there's nothing that you need to do to prove that. This is owed to you. You deserve, like, know that you are enough as you are. The Five of Pentacles. Yeah. So as these feelings of doubt, of dismay arise, as you feel this Five of Pentacles energy come up, this deep wounding that you may not even realize is like this deep of wounding, like this, it truly feels like these are things that happened in your childhood that stuck with you forever subconsciously. God, and I just want to cry for you. I can feel how deep this pain like resides within you. And I think what might be holding you back from going into this new... Oh, the Ten of Chalices is on the bottom of the deck. What's holding you back from stepping fully into this next time of peace and serenity is trying... It's literally, yeah, it's an amplification of that facade that you've put on for so long. It's like you want to go into this next cycle to prove people wrong, to like get this happiness so you can show it off, when the goal should just be having the happiness because you get to just be free. You need to understand that other people's opinions of you do not matter. And this cycle will not move forward unless you allow yourself to just exist. Like, you should disconnect for a while. And I say that aggressively because I think you're just really attached to, like, the way that people feel about you. Like a persona that you put on for people. It's all just smoke and mirrors. And I say that with empathy because I understand where you're coming from in this. It's like, Spirit is not going to award you with this grace until you are fully in the space to appreciate it. Because if you are navigating your way through this time from a place of ego, it's going to crumble. And I don't say that as a threat. It's just, you aren't going to appreciate it for the value that it has. You're going to appreciate it for the way it makes other people think about you. And that's not how we want to, that's not how we align with our highest selves. You have to, like, relinquish your ego and allow yourself to be a person outside of your identity. Like, you have nothing to prove. The Two of Chalices. Going back to the energy we talked about in the beginning, this dynamic of love or possible love, however it shows up for you. King of Wands. If this were to come in, the Devil. That's the perfect card to describe this. If this were to come in, you wouldn't be accessing your heart. You wouldn't be approaching this from a place of self-worth. It would be a previous cycle, this energy of wearing a mask. And I think you would end up, like, taking advantage of this energy in a way. With the Devil, there's some stuff that needs to be processed. Okay. There's still a lot more to get into. I'm actually going to close my windows. It's kind of cold. Where... Oh, all my cards dumped out. And one of the only cards that showed its face was the ring. I'm going to leave that out. Let's pull some more cards. I've been seeing 25 everywhere, which adds up to 7. Like, truly, I don't want you to take this as a sign of a blockage. Or, like, don't take this as confirmation of those negative ways of thinking. Like, oh, just another thing to, like, prevent me from getting my reward. Or whatever. Like, let's leave our ego out of the conversation for a moment. And think of this from a higher perspective. Because truly, it feels like you're at the cusp. Again, we saw, or was that in this reading or the last one? One of the vocabulary words that came through, again, was tangency. And it reminds me of that reading I did last week about being at a point of tangency. You are at this point of tangency still. And the fact of the matter is there are things to be processed before this can take ground. Like, something is is about to happen, and you need to be ready for it. And you may feel ready for it, but I urge you to look deeper at the areas that we talked about today. Because Spirit only wants the best for you. Spirit wants you to not only be happy, but be able to like live in your truth happily. I think you may have for a while been exploring your authenticity at the cost of being ridiculed, and it has directly challenged these wounds. But there's still that like inkling of those that scared child within you that makes you act in a certain way sometimes. And it was just 555 on the timer. Something that came through yesterday. Oh, what was it? It was a Wicca Oracle card. I'm actually going to put the Learnment away. We're going to switch decks. Again, I hope this is all making sense, and I hope you are sticking around. Again, this is going to be a really long reading, so I greatly appreciate you sticking through with me. It was the Oracle for the Waters of Purification, I believe. Yeah. Everything flows like the river. Take the time to ward off negativity, deceit, and wickedness. Water washes away every impurity from the phantasmal world. Let toxic thoughts or harmful situations slip away from us. It is the regenerative force that frees us from all that is unnecessary and superfluous, and transforms us into solid white rock that shines like a crystal. Then, we can truly walk on the waters of imagination, liberated and protected from any unwanted influences. The Oracle is clean every stain, every residue and impurity, but above all, any conditioning that prevents you from truly being who you are. Do it with kindness and determination, but also with immense scrupulousness. This is the only way to flow again. And scrupulousness is, I had to look it up yesterday. It's about like with intense detail, like looking at every nook and cranny, really getting in there. I don't know. The magic words are distancing and banning. And there's definitely a message in there about what we were just talking about in needing to like really look at these aspects of yourself that you've let go unnoticed for a long time. And again, I'm not trying to cast any blame, because it's called our shadow for a reason. It is in the dark. It's really fucking hard to discover these things sometimes, unless it's like either directly spelled out for you or if it comes to you. Which is what I'm here to tell you today. This is your sign that you are right there. You are at the precipice. But you can't pass over until you're completely pure. And again, like I said earlier, like your healing journey is never over. There are always going to be things that we need to address, but this is like the main wound that is keeping you from fully appreciating where you are now, as well as where you will be. And I want to explore a little deeper how you can process these things before we even get into the Lighthouse energy. Because I do want to dive into that a little deeper. The King of Swords is the fucking card of the day. The King of Swords and the Shaman. I actually feel called to read the King of Swords. I'll do that in a moment. I have seen the sun in the world and lovers flashing their faces over and over again as I've been shuffling. The Fool. Wow. The Shaman is reminding me of how it is like the feminine aspect of the Magician card in this deck. And how the Magician is about like manifesting material things. It's like bringing your ideas and goals into fruition. And the Shaman is a little more introspective. The Shaman is about exploring your inner world and manifesting a state of peace, allowing the rhythms of the universe to guide you along the river of life. And I'm going to read the King of Swords because I think it's going to allow us some kind of guidance forward. The king is on his throne and waiting for travelers to seek his advice. You are that king, intelligent, determined, rational, and open to dialogue, but only with those who really want to listen. Do not isolate yourself and continue your work with virtue and without malice towards those who would like to usurp your power. The treasure is in your wealth, intellect, mind, cunning, and sometimes even duplicity. Or your wealth is intellect, mind, cunning, and sometimes even duplicity. That should only be used against those who consider themselves your enemy. Remember to act nobly, and you will never need to resort to tricks or lies. I think there's an aspect of this where these wounds that have come up are actively putting you into like fight or flight mode. And you are like fighting off this blessing. Because I think there's this, the Ten of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. It's like this, and Justice is under that. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Sun, and then the Six of Swords. I'm telling you, like, this is a path that is literally waiting for you. The door it just needs you to knock on it. The Three of Cups is under that. Holy shit, and Death in reverse. I don't really take reversals with this deck, but like, there's such a conflict around it because it feels like you know you deserve this happiness, but you aren't willing to accept that it's actually here. You got some shit going on. And I say that without judgment. It's just like, it is what it is. I feel like you've been allowing your wounds to guide you for too long. Give me more. We have the Devil. The High Priestess. A lot of major arcana today. And the Two of Swords. I don't know, it feels like your intuition has guided you to here, and now you're at this doorway, and you have to make the decision to like fully align with this path, and you're like getting cold feet. You need to choose yourself. And that means choosing what's best for you, which is hard to do. The King of Wands urges us to be non-biased, to have a perspective outside of ourselves when we approach situations. And I think the fact of the matter here is that these wounds are forcing you to look at this situation, whatever it is, from a very biased place. And I mean that in like a self-sabotage sort of way, I guess. In that you are viewing this from a place of wounding, in that it reflects the ways that you have been hurt in the past or put down in the past. And because of like your pattern recognition, you see how this has unfolded in the past. It's not allowing you to accept that something is good for you. You need to like take your power back from this wounded place. I feel like there's more to say about this, but honestly, my energy is getting very drained talking about this, which again, I think it's me trying to like process this for you and also processing my own stuff in this way. I'm going to move on, but I want you to really take note of this energy and truly do the work, because you deserve to be happy, and you're like stopping yourself from being happy. I want you to know that you deserve better than that. Honor your desires, honor your pain as well, but don't allow it the power to control your reality. And maybe look up some kind of guidance, like maybe talk to like a life coach or a therapist about how you can dissolve your ego a little bit and live more authentically in line with who you want to be and who you truly are inside. Because there's so much more to you than this pain. Yeah, but I'm going to move forward. I want to talk more about this lighthouse energy, because this felt like something completely different in a way. Let's take some deep breaths as we switch topics. That was very heavy, a little intense, but it's good. We need to talk about these things. We need to process these things so that we can appreciate the good things coming in and better appreciate the good things that are coming in. Matter of fact, let's ring the bell. Let's clear the space. You know the drill. I'm going to ring it in 3, 2, 1. Very I don't know if you heard how loud that got. That is the loudest this bell has ever rang. Lot of energy that needed to be cleared there. Back on even footing. Let's continue. So the channeled message that I got about the Lighthouse, well, it was the lyrics from Lighthouse by the Waifs. Lighthouse, tall and grand, standing on that cold headland, shine your light across the sea for a wayward sailor girl like me. Lighthouse man, guide this sailor back to land, steer my ship on through the storm, back to waters safe and calm. And I'm being called back to the herald, how it's a person who announces news or a sign that something is about to happen. We were just talking about how you are at the threshold of something. Like, literally the precipice. You just need to be prepared for it. You need to be mentally balanced for it. Let's talk about what that is. What is this threshold? Two of Swords again. Some kind of decision that is going to be needed to make. A decision you need to make. I don't know. That was such strange wording. That is going to need to be made. The Page of Cups. Wow. It's 1:11 on the clock. And this feels like redemption for that pain that you experienced in the past. And I say that because of the Page of Cups that came through earlier, the Four of Pentacles. So let's expand on the Two of Swords. Give me more on that. I see the Ten of Cups, and the Shaman wanted to come out, but I'm going to leave it in the deck. Ten of Cups. The Ace of Swords. Give me one more to clarify this. The Six of Pentacles. This energy feels like a great relief. I almost feel like you may be navigating some kind of storm. And whatever this result is going to be like such a breath of relief. I just saw 2:23 when I looked at the timer. A breath of fresh air once you're at calmer waters. I think it may be some kind of gift. Let's talk about the Page of Cups. Come on. Give me the card. Please, unhead it. The Wheel. The Wheel with the Page of Cups. Wow. See, and earlier how we were talking about how the Four of Pentacles felt like you were holding the wheel back by giving in, by allowing the energy to have its place and processing this grief with the Five of Cups. Instead of holding it back, you're pushing the wheel forward. And we have the Seven of Cups with the King of Cups. It almost feels like by processing that grief, by allowing that pain to, like leaving that pain to the past, recognizing that it doesn't have power over your current or soon-to-be reality, it's going to allow like your wildest dreams to be realized, and you're going to be in a place of true compassion with yourself, recognizing when feelings come up and how to nurture those feelings from a healthy place, and not from a wounded place of like needing validation. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. The Five of Swords. The Six of Swords. Give me one more. The Seven of Pentacles. It's giving fallout of winning a battle. That's like my classic interpretation of the Five of Swords. But with the Five of Swords going into the 6, it's like you are... I don't know. It feels like karmic justice. And the Seven of Pentacles makes me think that it's like you've been trying to plant seeds on infertile soil, and finally the roots are going to take ground. And it starts with you. In that this outcome is going to be like a grand relief, but you have to be willing to release this pain to the past. Bottom of the deck is the World. I mean, this is the ending you've been waiting for. How this is going to show up, I don't know if Spirit's going to allow me to say. I'm going to put these cards away. And I think we're going to pull some Moonology and some Divine Animal Oracles to kind of lead this reading to a close. We're going to start with Moonology. I am going to have to go soon because the energy of this reading has been very intense, and I need to, like, take a step back myself and process a few things. Can I get some, like... I guess, going back to that energy of the beginning, of you, the Empress and the Emperor, let's dive back into that a little bit, and let's explore what... let's get advice for that, I suppose. A time to give rather than take. New Moon in Virgo. Hold your vision, fixed moon. Confidence is your key to success. That kind of reflects what we were talking about. This is speaking to me in a way of that you... If this Emperor is a person that you do want to build with, that you do want to have a desired outcome with, and you have that, like, inner knowing, it's important that you... I mean, confidence is your key to success. You have to fully believe within yourself that that is the case, and trust that things are working as they're meant to. A time to give rather than take. Give me another on that. Communication is key. I think there's a part of you that needs to... Like, I feel like it's internal communication. Show the world the real you. Yeah. Prosperity lies ahead. I think the issue here is that you have been, like, existing in this space of self-illusion, believing that, well, not even necessarily believing, it's like relying so heavily on the perception of others. That's an energy of taking, because you're taking Ooh, I see every task as an opportunity to improve is the affirmation I just got. Um, it's like in the past, you've wanted approval from people. For people to like reaffirm and validate the way you feel about yourself. And the funny thing about that is if you're always chasing a validation, you're never going to get it. Never completely, not the way you could give it to yourself. And the need to give rather than take is beautiful, because the way that you get people to respect you is not by chasing their respect. It's by acting. It's by showing the world who you are, existing in the way that you do, you know? The way that this is going to be realized and recognized is by showing up authentically in the world and wearing your heart on your sleeve a little bit. I just saw 111. This is a chance for you, and 2112. That's kind of a like union number. Come into union with yourself as you approach the world. Shit. You're very close to achieving your goal. It's time to take action. That card seems contradictory to everything that we've been saying, in a way. I don't know. Not necessarily. I think there needs to be a process here. Bring love into the situation. I think it's more process these things. Provide yourself that validation that you're seeking from these wounds or within these wounds. And as you come into a better knowing of yourself, as you come to accept that truth more, then you act from that place of like fullness and from a place of completion and like fulfillment. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I hope the message is coming across clearly. This has been an intense one. Which is a little refreshing, because we've had so many like happy-go-lucky messages the last couple of weeks that it's kind of nice to like ground ourselves a little bit. I started this channel as a way to like help people work through this kind of stuff, so it feels nice to... It's like the return to form, alchemizing that energy, you know? I would like to continue, because I still feel like there's so much to talk about, but I think this might be one of those readings that I just return to in a couple weeks or months whenever I feel called to return to it. Because as of right now, the most important thing is that you are prioritizing yourself above this goal. We don't want the point to be what we're going to get from it. We want the point to be accepting ourselves. That is like the divine goal, is to most authentically be ourselves and live in our truths without taking anyone's opinions of that truth into account. I really, if this message resonated for you, I deeply encourage you to do some shadow work and look at these places that wounding around like the validation of others and chasing that through monetary or financial gain. I think it's really time that we release the material world from our scope of like don't allow your material world to dictate what your worth is, because you are worth so much more than what anyone could give you physically. I don't know, again, I'm repeating myself, but we need to provide that validation for ourselves. I was going to pull Animal Oracle and Angel Messages, but I'll pull one Angel Message. But I kind of want you, I don't want, no, I'm not going to pull an Angel Message, actually. Because this is a case where I don't want you to get that validation from the spirits, from the angels, and have you feel like that's enough. Because I think if you can provide that for yourself, if you can give yourself that sense of validation without any sort of outside influence, even from spirit, allow spirit to give you the power to look at these things and have the strength to alchemize them. But I think if you put the work in and you take care of this, I don't even want to say blockage, because it's not a blockage. It's mindset. It's just perspective that needs to be shifted and taken note of so that you are more authentically going for it, you know? You will get that validation. You will get that confirmation from spirit. But I don't want to give you that validation before you do the work. It's like that is the most important thing, is that you are taking care of this shadow. And I don't mean to be blunt or like hurt feelings. I know that you understand what I'm talking about. We're not here to strive for instant gratification. We're here for the long term. Look at the big picture. Think about where you want to be, and think about how your perspective affects you getting there, and how your perspective affects you appreciating once you are there. What is it you may be manifesting something. What is it that you want from that manifestation? If you had what you are manifesting right now, what difference would it make? How would you feel? Because something tells me if that was in your life right now, you wouldn't fully appreciate it. You would, and I don't mean to be blunt or harsh, but it's very much this feeling that like if you had that, you would be taking advantage of it in a way. And I say that with compassion. That's just the truth that Spirit is getting across, is that you know, this was an intense one. If you stuck around to the end, I'm very appreciative. I'm very grateful for everyone that supports me on this journey and tunes in. I hope this was able to provide you some confirmation or clarity on what you already intuitively know. Again, this has been Full Mental Alchemy. My name is Calum. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through the link in the description. You can follow me on Instagram and reach out to me through there, which is also Full Mental Alchemy with an underscore before and after. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if a few people reached out. This feels like an energy that is going to need to be dived into differently in different ways for different people. And I would love to help you do that. Yeah, but please take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, you are supported. I know I was a little aggressive towards the end here, a little abrasive, but know that it's from a place of love and knowing that you deserve better and that you are capable of more. It doesn't come from a place of agitation. It's purely that I know what you are capable of, and I love you, and Spirit loves you. You have a team of beautiful souls protecting you and supporting you at this time. They just want to know that the biggest thing that Spirit wants to get across with this is that you have the strength to do it yourself. And while your Spirit team is here to provide support, you need to know that you still have your life to live. And you were put here for this exact purpose, to process these things for the greater good of the collective. Yourself as well, but it's beyond that. that by working through these things, you can allow others to follow your example, and you can help other people work through these things. I love you. And I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, bye.